When the Main Street program came up, I was actually at the luncheon we had up at Peppers where we had the ministers present and where the announcement of the state government funding was mentioned. We were successful back several years ago to get funding from state government and also from federal government, and then we had to top that up with the council's money as well. It was a time where we had a Bowen mayor in the role as mayor. And one of the things was that I did try to get a local community member or the local divisional councillor on the committee, because everyone dealing with that Main Street upgrade was from Bowen. That was about the only unsuccessful motion that was moved in relation to the Airlie Beach Main Street, because everyone was happy to progress with that. And the only thing where we had the major fallout was the fact that the former mayor would not allow any community rep or the divisional councillor to be part of that. The Main Street program was it had its issues. The contract was let prior to all of the detail being determined. And if we cast our mind back then, the street was not a straight street. It was going to do a bit of a dogleg through the area in front of the car park there, and so there was still a lot of negotiation that had to be done regarding that, also regarding the closure of Airlie Crescent. So those things weren't solved at the time of the contract letting, and once we'd handed over that contract to ProBuild, we lost control of the street, so we couldn't actually even go into the street and do any minor works. So the process about how we did things was not necessarily my idea of a perfect way, but what the results that were achieved, it was better than what we had. Could we have done it better? Definitely, with more engagement with the local community who had the local flavour. And what we've seen and we've been confronted with is that, you know, our parking in respect of buses and taxis, you know, the street hasn't been designed correctly to allow that to happen. So it's caused us major issues. But certainly from where we've been to where we are today, and obviously a lot of that renegotiation was done after I've come into election, because I can recall when I came in I had to go to Main Roads in Brisbane to deal with the Airlie Crescent issue, because it was something at the time the community didn't want closed off. However, with us transferring everything over and the work that had been done, it was we had no way of stopping that. So, look, a reasonable outcome. The works that were done under the road are significant. There was a debate around the boardroom as to whether we were doing that correctly or not. And I suppose it's like anything, you agree to disagree. But definitely, the Main Streets made the town look much better, but it was certainly a difficult time for council, a very difficult time for our businesses, and to not have local flavour, particularly around the boardroom, was very difficult for us to deal with.
For experience, integrity and results, vote 1 Jenny Whitney.